afternoon, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back with some more Hearthstone action. We're playing a priest here. It was really hilarious. Yesterday, I was playing Shaman, and I was like, I've done really well with Shaman 7 times in a row. I'm really good with Shaman. And then I'm not going to spoil the result, but I did badly. And then at the beginning of this video, I was like, I have never in 10 plays gotten below 6 wins as priest. And then we start off with a crushing loss. I think what really worries me is not that I lost an early game, because that usually happens fine. It's just how badly I lost. It was such a demolition derby. Alright, this raid leader is just not good to play early on. You really want to drop him later after you've gotten some creatures on the board, but of course the Holy Smite will keep against Geo's the Paladin. What is that name? Geo-YWS. Okay. Holy Smite, I almost cast this. I was thinking it was a Mind Vision. I always get that confused. Whenever it's like a class card of the same mana cost, I mix them up. It's really devastating. Light's Justice. Well, it's not as bad as Fiery War Axe, that's for sure. You know, here, like an Amani Berserker would be great, but no. No. Of course, my Amani Berserker doesn't want to show up until, like, you know, midway through the game, when I'm already crushed. Let's see what my opponent wants to do here. If he plays a reinforcement, I'll be really happy, because the Acolyte of Pain would hold up pretty well. Okie dokie, we're gonna have to wait on the... Oh, is he gonna put a Divine Shield on that thing? He's gonna put a Divine Shield. That is great. So if I had Shadow Word Pain, that would actually be spectacular, because I wouldn't care about the Divine Shield, I would get some mega card advantage. Instead, I have these Holy Smites, which are not super great. Well, let's play the Acolyte of Pain. This should be good for a card, unless my opponent has Shattered Sun Cleric, in which case it will only be good... Oh, sorry, it should be good for 2 cards, unless my opponent has Shattered Sun Cleric, in which case it will only be good for 1. Here I am praying that my opponent has no 4-power creatures, because if he does, that would suck. That would suck a great steaming load of donkey balls. Secret. Okay, that's good. I'll take it. Blood Knight. Oh. Oh, I see what you did there, sir. I see what you have done there. Well, now all of a sudden this quote-unquote wrong shadow word is looking pretty good. Alright, well, let's see. Shadow Madness doesn't quite really do it, so we're going to Shadow Word Death and heave a sigh of relief that we drew that card. Let's see if this is a... No, it looks like that's a Noble Sacrifice, so I'll be more than happy to flush that out with the Acolyte of Pain. It is not a Noble Sacrifice! Holy cow! Well, yeah, I guess if it's not Noble... I'm gonna kill his Pint-Sized Summoner. Let's see if it's... No, so it's not a Redemption, it's not the Noble Sacrifice. It could be that thing that when a creature comes into play, it has only 1 health. That might be what it is. Is there anything else that it could be at this point? Grunt. Okay. So I'm hoping actually my opponent will use this Light's Justice to finish off my Acolyte. That would be nice. Yep, there he goes. He's going to finish it off. Give me a card. I'm okay with this. Harvest Golem. Well, Shadow Madness not super great here. I'm afraid to play either the Auctioneer or the Fen Creeper because they might have their health reduced to 1. Hang on. Is there anything else it could be? We've attacked. It's not Noble Sacrifice. Did we ever hit my opponent in the face? No, it might be Eye for an Eye. So, is it the worst card in the game, or is it Redemption? Well, I don't see any point in taking a risk. Let's play the Harvest Golem. This is a creature that I don't really care if it has its health dropped to 1. Haha. And then we're just going to go ahead and Holy Smite this other creature. There's a chance I will regret it, but I think it's good to use it while I've got it. I could have waited till next turn and used the Gadsden Auctioneer, but I don't really want to do that. I want to drop this Fen Creeper, and then play this guy afterwards when it is... protected, and I don't want to, you know, hold out for this Holy Smite drawing me a card. A good option now is better than the best option later. Right, Bloodsail Raider, really happy my opponent did not have a True Silver Champion. That's good news. Shadow Madness, unfortunately, still not great. That is making me sad. But we have a lot of options. We can play Fen Creeper, just a big dude. We could play the Raid Leader and actually letting the Damaged Golem trade for the Raider. But then I don't have anything else to do with my mana, so I think it's important to use up my mana as much as I can. Let's go ahead and drop just the biggest guy we have. Taunt isn't that important yet. And we're actually going to pick off this Recruit. So the rule of thumb is don't let Paladins keep creatures. My opponent could play Blessing of Kings, making this a 6/7, and then kill my Temple Enforcer, but then I could finish it off with the Harvest Golem, and that would be 2 cards. This plus the Blessing of Kings for 2 of my cards. Temple Enforcer plus the Golem. Although I would say my opponent comes out ahead because the cards he spent were not as good as, you know, my Temple Enforcer and my Golem. Alright, my opponent's thinking. He's maybe wondering whether to use that Blessing of Kings, or maybe not. I mean, if you had that play, you'd probably just make it. Let's see what he's got for his 4 mana. Happy to see he didn't have any 6 mana plays. So on the one hand, it kind of sucks he's putting a recruit on the board, but on the other hand, it's better than doing something else. What is he going to do? So I've got 7 cards on the board. He's got 5. So I guess I'm in the lead here. If I draw like a Mind Vision or something, I will probably succumb to the temptation of playing the Auctioneer, Mind Vision, steal a card, draw a card. If not, I will probably actually just play a Fen Creeper and call it a day. Although the Raid Leader is tempting, but I will have 7 mana next turn, so if I play him, I'll have 4 mana left over, which is awkward. I've got all these good 5-drops. I'd want to make sure I really spend my mana there. Alright, my opponent's going to... Interesting. Not sure what the point of that is. Not sure what the point of that is. What is the point of that? What was the... Hang on. So this... Consecration doesn't kill this. I don't know what the point of that was. Okay, well, what we're going to do is very simple here. I can either play the defensive creature or the aggressive creature. Let's go ahead and play defensively, because I don't really think my opponent's putting that much pressure on me. Let's heal up my Temple Enforcer, because I don't know what the point of that move was. Running in his 2/3 into my giant guy and not killing it. Good rule of thumb is you don't want to run into creatures if you're not going to kill them that turn, with 2 exceptions. Number 1, you're a mage and you're planning to pick it up. Or, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Or you are a mage and you're working a creature down with your hero ability, trying to finish it off later on. Just kind of randomly dealing damage isn't that good. And especially bad against Priest, because Priests can heal. So this is one of the things I've noticed. A lot of times I forget that I'm up against a Priest, and I forget that Priests can heal, and it makes me make mistakes. Okay, so I can play this guy as a 6/6, but this guy's actually a 6/7, so we'll just do that. That seems good. Let's go ahead and try to kill off my opponent's stuff a little bit. So I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to do that, but then I'm also going to heal this and kill that. So I'm leaving this alive with the Divine Shield. That means Blessing of Kings and other buffs are really good, but the Fen Creeper is just kind of gigantic, so this is fine by me. I'm swinging for 12 damage next turn. That seems good. I could have dealt 3 extra damage and threatened the win, but I don't know, I like taking creatures off of the board for Paladins, and I feel like the odds that would cause me to lose are very small, whereas the odds that, that extra creature could be useful somehow are a little bit larger. Well, my opponent plays Ravenholt Assassin. This is a very good finishing card. You drop it down when you're just about to win, and then your opponent can't touch it. Unless he has a Mass Dispel, which I passed on in this draft. Luckily here, can I actually win? Hang on, I got 12, 15, yeah, I can win. And just in case I messed up my arithmetic somewhere, let's just make a Faceless Manipulator. Actually, Raid Leader would have been more damage, but whatever. It's all good. And there's the win. Alright, well, against Giaruz, the Paladin, we get a very, very crushing victory. I don't think I was really behind at any point. The one time I was holding my breath is when my opponent had a Pine-Sized Summoner and I couldn't kill it. However, I have to admit, he did play Hand of Protection and then that Divine Shield stealing dude, and kind of went all in on that, and I happened to have Shadow Word Death. Now, I've got 2 of them in this deck, so it's not like it was super unlikely that I would have it. I think my opponent took a pretty big gamble doing that against a Priest, and it really didn't work out for him. Generally, when I play that guy, I forget what he's called, the 3/3 for 3 that steals all Divine Shields and gets +3/+3 for each one. I just assume he's a 3/3 that might randomly win me the game. I don't try to combo it out or anything. Smart Chimp the Paladin. Well, I definitely want to keep the Holy Smite, and I'll learn from previous mistakes. I'll keep the Violet Teacher. Now, keeping the Dark Iron Dwarf would be greedy, because if I don't draw early plays, he's not actually going to be that good. What I want to do is make sure I've got a solid body I can drop on turn 4 that's good all by itself, and just have that in my back pocket. Now, hopefully I'll get something else that I can do. I've got 2 turns here where I'm doing nothing, which is a bit scary, and it's a good thing I did mulligan that Dark Iron Dwarf, because the Boulder Fist Ogre is not a very good early draw. My opponent plays a little Dinker Nugget, so I could play Pine-Sized Summoner, which technically holds up against this. The problem with that is that if my opponent has a Coin Shattered Sun Cleric, it's just going to be devastating. I guess then on turn 3 I can just Holy Smite and kill this thing off. Alright, that's fine. I think there's a risk with this play, but I'm going to take it. It's better than spending Holy Smite on a 1-drop and doing nothing with my turn. Right, here comes the coin. Is that really going to be what I called? No, it's a Demolisher. Okay, well that is a stroke of good fortune, I would say. What I'm going to do here is play a Violet Teacher, because it's a big body. And we're actually going to kill this guy off. Now, if I were up against like a mage or a rogue or a druid, that would have been a risky move, but notice the Demolisher hit my Pine-Sized Summoner, so I took a creature off the board. That was definitely good. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, a little bit scary, but at the moment I kind of own it, so that's fine. Now, Demolisher, as I have learned in the past, is a dangerous card to let live, but I'm going to let it live. So we're going to kill this Flesh-Eating Ghoul before it gets out of hand. And I could heal this, but instead I'm just going to play a Dragon-Link Mechanic. So now there's more fodder for this Demolisher to whiff. He's going to hit the Mechanic. That's actually sad, because it means this will now die to a Consecration. My opponent seems not to have a Consecration, which is good news for me. This is, by the way, a different Paladin, Smart Chimp. My opponent seems to have a Divine Shield. Alright. Well, let's take a look here. I think I'm definitely going to be killing that Demolisher. That's one thing for sure. Well, you know, let's just have a turn of death here. The raid leader is not that important. What we're going to do is we're going to first Mind Vision, get a 1/1, get a card, see what we got. Maybe it's better than what I have. Harrison Jones! Oh my god, this actually could be really good. I mean, the Paladins, you've got to figure, are going to have True Silver Champions. That's kind of nifty. We're going to kill this with the Mechanic. The reason for that is the difference between 2 health and 1 health is pretty much nothing against a Paladin. We're going to Holy Smite this. And I have 2 options here. I can do the kind of greedy option or the conservative option. So the greedy option here would be just to heal myself past the turn, and then hope that later I can use these 1/1s to pop the Divine Shield and just kill it. That way I preserve my Holy Smite. I'm going to instead, however, take the conservative option, which is to pop the... Oh god, I did this the wrong way. Oh my god. Oops. Alright, we're going to go ahead and heal this up. Yeah, what I meant to do was Holy Smite to pop the Divine Shield and then kill it with the Violet Teacher. However, doing it in the opposite order doesn't quite work because, yeah, Holy Smite doesn't quite do enough damage to kill this. Well, my opponent's in decent shape. If he has a Consecration, it'll kill off most of what I have. But then he would have to trade the Money Berserker in for my Violet Teacher, and it's not the end of the world because I do still have this Holy Smite. I just should have done it the other way around. Okay, so there's the Consecration. Will he... that is his whole turn, which is nice. Is he going to do the trade? No! He actually decides not to do the trade. That was a bit of an interesting decision by my opponent. So I could play the Boulder Fist Ogre here and just trade these off, but I'd like to keep this guy around. I mean, if my opponent was kind enough to let me keep him, I guess we'll do that. So we're going to play that guy. And let's actually do it like this. Let's just heal up and kill. My opponent seems to have forgotten that he's playing against a Priest, which, to be fair, is something I forget all the time. The Priest hero ability, I mentioned this before, but for those of you new to my channel, I'll say this again. I feel like a lot of people complain that this is not a good ability because it sometimes doesn't have anything to do, like on turn 2 and turn 3, if you haven't been damaged, it doesn't do anything. This ability is freaking amazing because you can heal your creatures with it, and that is rockstar sauce. I mean, it is just so good, and a lot of times your opponents will forget about it and let you, get away with murder. Okay, so do I get rid of this thing, or do I play a Boulder Fist Ogre? Well, can I do both? Not without losing my Violet Teacher, unfortunately. Alright. If I don't put a Boulder Fist Ogre down, then basically I'm having a really unimpressive turn. I could play a 5/4 for 5, but I would like to hold on to this against my opponent's potential True Silver Champion. Then again, if I actually don't heal my Violet Teacher, she is going to die, which is kind of sad. Alright, let's have a slow turn here. We're going to go ahead and heal up. Gonna pop a Divine Shield. Kill this. Kill this. Get a 1/1. And pass the turn. I could play Raid Leader, but he dies to Consecration, so we'll hold on to that. Consecration's already good for my opponent. It kills the 1/1 and the Violet Teacher. Finally. This teacher has hung on for dear life. He has another Consecration. Well, good thing I didn't play the Raid Leader. I still have a 2/2. What does my opponent have for 3 mana? Divine Favor. He's going to draw 2 cards off of that. 2 cards for 3 mana, not a big deal. The other awkward thing about that card is you're encouraged to play cards before you Divine Favor. Because if you Divine Favor first thing on your turn, you'll draw less cards than if you play cards first and then Divine Favor. But the issue is that generally with card draw, you want to draw cards first and then play. So I feel like Divine Favor, in addition... Where is that Divine Favor? In addition to being a very conditional and not always effective card, has the additional problem of like encouraging you to play badly. So I'm not a big fan of that card. Okay, well here we have a very, very, very easy turn. My opponent did play a True Silver Champion, so Harrison Jones is like an expensive acidic ooze that also draws me a card, so I will not be complaining about that. Let's just play it safe here. Let's kill that Yeti. And I'm going to heal up. The reason I'm healing here instead of playing another creature is that by healing up, I put this guy above Hammer of Wrath range, and I feel like my opponent is so far behind right now that I can actually afford to take it slow. I did put a 5-4 on the board in addition to killing my opponent's weapons, so I am just in an absolutely dominating position. Alright, that monkey is not really going to cut it for my opponent. Man, he loves those Divine Shields. Magma Rager, okay. Well, actually, under these circumstances, is a decent card. Luckily, I do have Holy Smite, so that is going to get the priority. And, yeah, let's go ahead and kill this monkey. So that was a pretty good kind of time-buying turn for my opponent, that monkey there. Let's go ahead and heal up so that Hammer of Wrath doesn't kill it. We're going to play this and that. Those both survive against Consecration, and I don't really care if they get attacked, so we're fine with that. My opponent's best play would probably be like I don't even know. You know what my opponent's best play would be? It would probably be like a Tyrion Fordring. That's what would be his best play. I mean, that legendary would actually hold up. So the Tyrion Fordring is like an 8-mana taunt Divine Shield 6/6 that when he dies gives you a 5/3 weapon. Like that would be my opponent's pretty much only out. And of course, legendaries are a little bit rare in this game. Okay, well let's just use the. Let's take a look. Can I win 11, 12, 14, 16? Not quite. Actually, hang on, 16. 20, I could deal 20 damage. No, since I can't kill... Wait a minute. Always draw cards first, kids. Always draw cards first. Let's pick that off and draw a card. Auctioneer, no spells yet. Alright, we're going to do this then. And the rule of thumb I know is always kill your opponent's creatures. However, this is 11 damage. And I have a big old taunt. So I'm not even sure Tyrion Fordring could save my opponent now. We have a pretty dominating presence here. Consecration, not really going to help that much. Shadow Word Pain, that's nice. This would be nice to have against all those Divine Shield shenanigans. We have 11, yeah, we have 15 damage here, even after flushing out this Noble Sacrifice with my Fen Creeper, so that is A-OK by MOA. It's not even Noble Sac. Oh, it's Eye for an Eye! Oh my god. Worst secret in the game. Alrighty. That was a good game. Alright, so we had a really crushing loss against a warrior, which is super embarrassing. I will admit, warrior is like my worst class. It used to be one of my best, actually. I actually have a lot of games that I played with warrior, because Battle Rage, the card drawing warrior spell, used to be horrifically overpowered. So I played warrior a ton. And then I was like, you know what, I should probably stop playing warrior, because that card's getting nerfed, I don't want to get used to it. And so I stopped for a while. Then after the card was nerfed, I have been awful with Warrior. Like, I cannot make any traction. I'd say that I'm worse at Warrior now than I am with, like, Warlock and Hunter, which is saying something. Alright, Raif the Warlock. I'm pretty sure I've played him before because I remember saying the name. Raif! We're going to have to mulligan this up, and this as well. This is just so bad. A 2/2 for 3 mana is no good. And, you know, there's just so many ways that it can die without even doing anything. Well, this is actually a decent hand. I'm okay with this. So basically, we've got... Oh, we even have a Mind Vision. Look at that. Hopefully I don't get the coin. Other than that, I should be alright. Amani Berserker. Alright, well, my opponent looks like he might be coining out an Amani Berserker. I will be playing an Amani Berserker in response. And then praying that my opponent does not have a Shattered Sun Cleric. That I think is like... Oh, Succubus. Uh-oh. That's actually kind of awkward. Oh, dear. Well, do I throw this guy under the bus? I don't know what the point of that is. Actually, there is a point to it. I'm going to throw this under the bus because after my... First of all, it saves me from 4 damage, and against Warlocks, you want to preserve as much life as you can. And second of all, after my opponent kills this, I could play Acolyte of Pain and then run and finish off the Succubus and draw a card. Looks like that's not to be, though. Looks like my opponent's just going to do that. Okay, we're definitely going to play this. That's easy enough. And the question is, do I run my Berserker into his Berserker? So if I do, my guy becomes a 5/1, and then it'll actually trade with the Succubus. However, this guy also becomes a 5/1, and will trade with my South Sea Captain. If I don't do it, he can actually kill my succubus with, or excuse me, kill my berserker with the succubus, but then I can kill his berserker with my captain. Haha, well, that's tricky. I guess probably the safer play is not to enrage his stuff and just do the trade. Now, if he has a Shattered Sun Cleric, this guy will come a 3-4 and kill my captain. I'll probably lose the game. Ah, Shadow Bolt. Well, that's also not the end of the world. I'm happy now that this guy didn't get enraged. And my opponent's still not killing my thing. Very interesting decision making. I guess he was just going balls to the walls here. Man, I really wish I had a Dark Iron Dwarf here. That would really hit the spot. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to just do this. Gonna Holy Smite that thing. And I'm going to play an Acolyte of Pain. So the Succubus can kill it. However, I'll draw a card, and I'm not taking 4 damage to the face. I really want to try to preserve my health, because my opponent seems hell-bent here on dealing as much damage as he can. I'm vulnerable to a Mortal Coil, but I believe a Mortal Coil was the card that got thrown away by a Succubus. Mortal Coil is deal damage to a minion, draw a card. If it dies, that would be pretty phenomenal for my opponent here. But he threw one away, so I'm hoping he doesn't have 2. One thing I wish, and this has been actually mentioned in the forums, is that... Oh, does he have something? Shadow Bolt. Okay, I'm actually totally fine with that, because that was his entire turn. And my opponent's still not going to kill my Acolyte. Wow. He just doesn't give a damn. He's like going to take the distance with this thing. Alright, we're going to draw a card. And the reason I'm doing that... Oh my god! That would have been so good to have at the start of my turn. I could have actually killed this thing. Well, the reason I did that is now the both the mechanic and the dragonling it spawns can kill that succubus. So my opponent can get me down to 12 health, which is pretty low, but warlocks actually aren't the greatest at burning you out, because a lot of their really effective burn cards, like the Soulfire and the Charging 5/7 creature, cause you to discard other cards. So you can't actually, like, save up and have a big burn turn. You will play one of your cards and discard the rest. With 12 health, I should be able to hang in as long as I start healing each turn. Sense Team is alright. My opponent's spending a turn to draw cards, which is on the one hand bad because it means my opponent's getting cards, but on the other hand it's good because he's not playing other stuff. Another Succubus. Well, this is actually really fortunate for me because first of all, he threw away a Pit Lord. That's pretty good. And second of all, I finally can play... Yeah, we're going to do Dark Iron Dwarf on the little one. Kill that thing. I'm going to heal... I could trade, that would let me put another creature on. I could Holy Smite, that would let me keep a creature I already have on. Or I could heal and trade and get more life. You know what, I think it's actually better to keep a creature on the board. I feel that having an extra creature on the board, to have a presence that I can like run in things and trade, is more important right now than 2 extra hit points. My opponent only has 4 cards. They would really need to be some pretty good cards to actually be able to burn me out before I can stabilize and start healing each turn. Fen Creeper is a good card. It makes me wish I had another Dark Iron Dwarf. Sadly, I drafted just the one. This doesn't quite actually do it, unfortunately. Oh, it does! Oh, this totally does it. Okay. Yeah, this is great. Gonna do this. Gonna do that. Kill that thing off. And what do we heal? Well, I think I want to heal the Dark Iron Dwarf. No, wait a minute. What's the best card my opponent could have right now? That card is Hellfire. Mortal Coil would let him kill this and draw a card, but Hellfire would let him kill this and this, even after this gets healed, and deal the damage to me. So that's the card I'm most afraid of. These guys die to the Hellfire as well, so what I'm going to actually do is heal up this guy, so that Hellfire does not kill it. Now, if my opponent draws another Mortal Coil, we know he didn't have one earlier, because he used a Shadow Bolt to kill a 1 toughness creature, and if he had a Mortal Coil, he would have obviously used that. So he didn't have it earlier. As long as he hasn't drawn one in the meantime, we should be okay, and then we have a bit of board presence established. Next turn should be good. I can play this, buff something, and heal with 8 mana, and once I can start healing every turn, my opponent's going to be in pretty bad shape. So very interesting decision making by my opponent. He chose to, instead of killing my creatures... Oh my god! Pro plays by Papa Boris. Call in the Hellfires like a house. Ah, man, I'm so proud of myself. The reason I'm very proud, by the way, is not because I like to, you know, toot my own horn, but because I make mistakes on this channel. You know, I'm a human being. I make mistakes sometimes, and, I have a policy, which I've talked about in the past, which is that for every pro play that I make, that cancels out 2 epic fails. And so there I made the pro play calling that Hellfire, and I preserved an extra creature because of that. And that made a huge difference, because now I have this on the board for trading, for dealing damage, for all that good stuff. My opponent's actually not doing that great on health. I mean, he's got a 15 health here. Here is a situation where a 0-mana silence would be quite good. I actually never got any silence in this deck, did I? Shadow Madness is hilarious. I can't steal either one of these cards. Ugh. Well, we're going to have a little bit of a building turn here. Let's throw away my mechanic. Wait a minute. Think first. If I use this guy, I can actually pop the Divine Shield, go to 1 health, and then live. The problem is that these guys both deal 2 damage, so after my Temple Enforcer kills that thing... Man, I keep not having quite enough damage to kill these Succubi. Normally the problem with Succubus is that there's lots of stuff that deals 3 damage, so you throw away a card and then you lose the Succubus anyway. Not here, though. Not here. Oh, God. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna end up playing this guy anyway, so it doesn't actually matter how I do it. We're gonna kill that thing, because killing things is important. Then we're gonna throw this guy in, play this, throw him in, and I'm going to heal the Temple Enforcer. Let's throw down the Amani Berserker. It does die to a Hellfire, but I think it's important to take that risk, especially because this guy survives Hellfire. So unless my opponent top-decked, like, I don't even know, Hellfire and Mortal Coil or something. Ah, Mortal Coil. So he does not have a Hellfire, because if he had Hellfire, he clearly would have used it to kill that, this, and then Mortal Coil this. But he still spent 1 mana, killed a creature, and drew a card, which is quite nice for him. I have a 6 power creature, however, so my opponent does need to be a little bit careful. He's going to draw a card. I'm swinging for 8 damage here. If he actually plays a 3 power creature, Shadow Madness will win me the game out of the blue, which is kind of sweet. Let's take a look at what he's got for me here. 4 cards. That's not going to win me the game, nor is it going to lose, but nor is it really causing me too many problems. Alright, now what we need to do is think very carefully, because if I heal my creature, it'll survive against the tiger, but if I don't heal myself, I'll be down to 6 health. Yeah, a Warlock could definitely burn that out. Shadow Word Pain, unfortunately, is wrong in many different ways, but we have no choice here. So at this point, my opponent could have the number of outs. He's going to get me down to 8 health. It'd be tricky, but there are some things that would allow him to kill me then. It's actually kind of tricky for a Warlock, though, to deal 8 damage out of 4 cards. I think what he'd need is an Argent Commander and Power Overwhelming. That's probably the most likely thing he could have that would win him the game here. Hellfire. Power Overwhelming would also win him... No, Power Overwhelming would be 1 short from winning. Novice Engineer. He should have done this first, by the way, before all that other stuff. Oh, no, because he played Hellfire. That's right. Okay. Wow, am I going to lose? I might actually lose now in, like, the 11th hour here. Oh, my God, look at that grunt. Oh, jeez. You know what I should have done last turn? No, if I'd played Pine-Sized Summoner last turn, it would have died to Hellfire. Shadow Madness can let me steal this Novice Engineer, but that's not quite enough. I cannot steal the Stranglethorn Tiger. This is the wrong Shadow Word. But what we're going to do is we're going to play this. We have to heal ourselves here, because my opponent can run both his 1/1s, 1 power creatures into this, and then attack with the Tiger. Then we're going to play Pine-Sized Summoner, and then this feels very wrong, but I'm actually going to Shadow Word Pain that to stop him from killing the grunt with what he has on the board. So now he at least has to top deck a way of getting rid of this in order to win the game. So if he did not top deck any kind of removal, he's in trouble. Okay, that is actually fine. So yes, it's sad that he's going to get to draw some cards, but it's better than, like, you know, drain life, kill this, you know, win the game or whatever. He's wondering whether he can afford to life tap to see if he can get a card that will win him the game. Because, I mean, he's about to lose. He is about to lose. This Pine-Sized Summoner... Well, no, the Pine-Sized Summoner doesn't quite deal enough damage. Ah, I see what you did there, sir. I see what you did there. So he's going to do that. Draw a card. And then he's going to get to hit me with this Tiger. Ouch. Well, did he draw a good card? Interesting choice here. Well, I think I really only have 1 move. Unfortunately, I cannot steal this. If I could, then I could win the game. If I could silence it, I'd also win the game, because I could Shadow Madness, steal the Defender of Argus, and call it a day. What we're going to have to do here, though, is play the Defender of Argus onto this taunting Cult Master, and think very carefully. If I Shadow Madness the Defender of Argus, I can kill it and the Cult Master. Then I can deal 2 damage. 2 damage. If I run the I could also steal the Defender of Argus, run the Pine-Sized Summoner in, draw a card, and then kill the Cult Master, and draw another card. that I would get to draw 2 cards. I'd have 2 mana left. What are the odds that with 2 mana I could kill my opponent? Pretty much 0. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to Shadow Madness this, and it's actually kind of draw a card off the Defender of Argus. Oh my goodness! That's really good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run the Pint-Sized Summoner in, draw another card. Oh, okay, and then we're going to have Holy... Oh god, hang on. If I Holy Smite this, I don't heal myself. What do Warlocks have that would kill me? Drain Life? Soulfire kills me regardless. Alright, we're going to play around Drain Life. So we're going to let the Cult Master die. But, Shadow Bolt. Oh no! I should have Holy... Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, well played. I should have Holy Smited the Tiger. I mean, he might have had a Soulfire here and killed me anyway, but... Oh my god, there's a chance that I could have won that game. If I'd Holy Smote the Tiger, and he didn't have Drain Life or Soulfire, then I would have... Well, no, see, he had the removal for my creature, so he would have kept on going. But, yeah, man, that Defender of Argus did it for him because... Ah, jeez. Yeah. Wait a minute! Did I screw up? Oh my god! Oh my god, I screwed up. I'm so sorry, folks. But no matter how angry you are, I promise you I'm even angrier. What did I do? I ran the Pint-Sized Summoner into the Tiger. Did I or did I not already have the Holy Smite? Because I could have just attacked him with the Pint-Sized Summoner and then used Holy Smite for the win. Oh my god, I can't remember. Did the Holy Smite come in when the Pint-Sized Summoner died? Or did it come in when the Defender of Argus died? Oh my god, I am in torture. Teach the Paladin. Oh my god. Jesus. I can't remember. I think it actually came in off the Defender of Argus, so I could have just straightforwardly won the game by attacking with the Pint-Sized Summoner and using Holy Smite. Well, it happens, folks. We all make mistakes. Hopefully we can still salvage this arena. We're going to play the Imani Berserker for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it's a bigger card than the Grunt. Number 2, we have nothing to protect. Number 3, this is probably Noble Sacrifice, so when I attack in, this guy will become enraged, and I don't really want this guy to die to the Noble Sacrifice. Alright, my opponent's going to make a 1-1 Recruit. So, let's take a look. I really just want this guy to get enraged, so even in the odd event that that's not Noble Sacrifice, like if it's Redemption or something, let's just go ahead and do that. Nope, it's Noble Sacrifice, so it didn't matter who I attacked. Made no difference. And here, actually, you know what's going to earn his keep, this Frostwolf Grunt? He's actually preventing my opponent from killing my guy with the Silverhand Recruit. Let's Mind Vision as well. Hopefully we are not going to steal a coin. We stole the coin. Alright, well, you can do that. If you Mind Vision enough as the first player, you will sometimes steal the coin, and this is actually not the worst thing in the world. Actually, it's sort of decent, because in 2 turns I can play Gadsden Auctioneer and coin, draw a card, and then Holy Smite. Alright, my opponent's going to use the coin. What has he got for 4 mana? Hammer of Wrath. Ah. It's going to kill that guy, let the Recruit kill that. Well, that was his whole turn and the coin, so I don't really mind too much. I'd say I'm doing alright. He's got 6 cards to my 5, one of which is the coin, but next turn I've got a really good play. I can actually Gadsden Auctioneer, coin, Holy Smite, draw 2 cards, and get 2 1/1s. So I think I'm doing alright. That coin off the Mind Vision was about as good as that gets. Paladins at the moment also can't really kill this. Neither True Silver Champion, nor Blessing of Wrath, nor Hammer of Wrath, nor Consecration will take this off. Blade Master, that is actually fine by me. That dies pretty easily to the Violet Teacher here. Granted, then the Violet Teacher will be vulnerable to Consecration, but that's fine. Alright, Shadow Word Death does not do it. Holy Smite tragically doesn't do it. But let's just go ahead and do this. We're gonna play this. No reason to coin Holy Smite just yet. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy. So basically, Consecration will kill off my Violet Teacher, but this guy will live. True Silver Champion will kill this guy, but the Violet Teacher will live, so I think we're doing okay. He has the True Silver Champion. That is actually quite sad. I was kind of hoping this guy could stick around for a little bit. Alas. Maybe I should have just drawn 2 cards and dealt damage to my opponent's face. I don't know. So healing this doesn't actually matter, but playing Temple Enforcer does. Booyah. Oh no, it still dies to the True Silver Champion. Well, whatever. We have a 6/6 on the board. That should be fine. We've got Shadow Word Death to take care of big things, Shadow Madness to take care of little things. Think we should be okay. Although, man, I really wish I had been able... Man, True Silver Champion, that was incredibly good. That was very, very good, because it prevented me from getting cards off this stuff. Oh my god, well this thing cannot be targeted, but hopefully... Ah, that is perfect! Okay, so we're going to catch back up with one play here. This, by the way, is why Shadow Madness is a card I am very hard-pressed to pass on. So what we do is we just steal that Defender of Argus. Wait, do I play a Faceless Manipulator first? It would be nice to copy this before I kill it, but however, even with the coin that is 9 mana, I only have 8. Bah! Alright, we're going to do this. Steal that. Kill those 2 cards, swing for 6, and my hero really doesn't do anything at the moment. That is okay. We will pass the old turn. So I have a 6/6 here, my opponent has 6 cards to my 5, one of which is the coin. So I'd say that I'm ahead, but my opponent could easily catch up because he has the card advantage, and he's up to play right now. So what does he got? Secret. Ah. Who wants to bet money? That's another noble sacrifice. Which is actually kind of unfortunate because I don't have any way to flush it out. So he's basically healing up for 6 with that and dealing 2 damage to this guy. So that's about as good as Noble Sacrifice can be. Well, not as good as it can be, but it's pretty good. All right, we're lucky here. This is immune to a lot of priest removal. However, it is not immune to Holy Smite. Do I want to copy it with the Faceless Manipulator first? Well, it's a 4/2, so it's a bit fragile. Let's just go ahead and kill it off. That seems fine. We'll play the Dark Iron Dwarf just to get a body onto the board. See if this is Noble Sacrifice. It is, of course, because it always is. I hope that if expansions are coming for this game soon, that Blizzard gives Paladins some secrets other than Noble Sacrifice that don't suck. I mean, you could make a constructed deck, I think, to play around Redemption. That's the one that brings a creature back to life with 1 health. So basically, you know, you could like play it on your turn, kill off one of your creatures that has Divine Shield, like a Scarlet Crusader, and then like not care that it's coming back with only 1 health because it has Divine Shield, like stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty marginal. All right, my opponent gets to kill off my Temple Enforcer, which makes me very sad. However, he still hasn't really dealt with my other creature, which I'm glad about, and Boulder Fist Ogre is pretty good. So this is why I like to draft these big cards. This could have been a Power Word Shield. I think we can all agree the Boulder Fist Ogre in this particular situation is way better. Because, I mean, sometimes you just play like a giant random beefy thing and you win because your opponent can't deal with it, especially if your opponent's a Paladin. Pretty much his only out right now is to have a Humility effect, either the spell Humility or the rare Aldor Peacekeeper, to drop this guy's health down to 1. And by the way, when you play Paladin, you should absolutely be drafting those, because other than like Hammer of Wrath and True Silver Champion, you don't really have much removal as a Paladin. And those plus Consecration only deal damage to little stuff. Ah, Molten Giant. On this channel we have a classic, the Final Turn Irrelevant Molten Giant. Now this one doesn't quite achieve that status because it is actually somewhat relevant. I'm only dealing 10 damage. I don't have any Holy Smites or anything to finish things off. But it is still really comical because I can kill it with Shadow Word Death. Now I could have played Faceless Manipulator to copy it, but what I'd actually rather do is just play the Temple Enforcer here. And we're going to just go ahead and swing for the fences. It seems totally fine. So my opponent is going to be extremely hard-pressed to both kill all my stuff and play a taunt. It's just tough. Alright, so we won that game by drafting expensive but big-hitting creatures. We destroyed 40 minions, so hooray, we got 40 gold. I actually am making a lot of gold now because I've started making videos for Constructed, so my gold is rising faster than it normally does. In the arena, I average 145 or so gold per run, so across all my runs, including all the crappy ones, I get about 145 gold per run. So what that means is I actually lose a little bit of gold per arena, but I end up making gold in the long run because of the daily quests. So I'm not one of those people who's quite good enough to make gold playing the arena, but I am good enough to make gold off of the daily quests and play arena as much as I want. Alright, Hunter is a class I respect quite a bit. It's often quite a scary class. In this case, we're going to mulligan that back because it's a bit expensive, but we're going to keep the Raid Leader, and the reason for that is that in the odd event that the Frostwolf Grunt survives after I play him on turn 2, it could actually be really relevant that, you know, my opponent plays a 3-drop with the coin, and I will actually want to buff it with the Raid Leader. So there's a short-term benefit here to that Raid Leader, therefore I'll keep it. Now all those plans might go out the window, because if my opponent does oblige me by playing a creature that I can run into, live, and heal to draw a card, I will definitely do that, then rather than play a Frostwolf Grunt. This guy Alright, this lady has not been showing up in my games, has she? She's just been hiding out. Oh man, that Warlock game, I'm tortured. Someone's gonna tell me in the comments, and I guess I'll see it when I review the game myself, whether or not the Holy Smite was drawn off of the first creature that died or the second one. Cannot remember. Alright, so we're actually in pretty good shape here. One of the Hunter's trademark cards is Deadly Shot, and another is Multi-Shot. So whenever you play against a Hunter in the early turns, you want to kind of keep an eye on how safe am I against Deadly Shot, how safe am I against Multi-Shot. Deadly Shot kills a random minion, Multi-Shot deals 2 damage to 2 random minions. And I'm actually pretty safe against both of them here. So no need for the Raid Leader now. We'll just play the Harvest Golem. We'll do it like this. So you always want to keep your kind of like weakest creature in the middle. We're going to pass the turn. So that's in case of Explosive Shot. And this is, by the way, Frostwolf Grunt. Look at how good this is. He's holding up against a Jungle Panther, stopping the Panther from killing my much more valuable creatures. This is why I really feel like people undervalue the cheaper taunt cards. Like, everybody knows Sen'jin Shieldmast is good. Everybody knows that, you know, whatever, the Fen Creeper's good, and the Ironfur Grizzly's alright, but I think people just really disrespect, like, the Frostwolf Grunt and stuff. Look at this. My Northstrike Cleric is alive now. It's just phenomenal. Okay, my opponent's maybe wondering whether to play a Dinkosaurus Rex. He chooses to do it. That's very interesting. I don't know what the idea there is. So basically what we're just going to do is keep it simple. I could play Defender of Argus, give these both +1/+1 in taunt, but the Golem dies anyway, so I'm kind of tempted just to use the Raid Leader. Granted, the extra health on the Northstar Cleric could be important. Let's think. If I play Defender of Argus, run this in, kill the Hyena, it dies, pops back a 2/1, and then I kill this Hawk with my Northstar Cleric. I mean, I guess I might as well use up all my mana. Yeah, we'll do this. This is fine. So basically, the slight risk here is Multi-Shot could actually be quite good for my opponent, because it's going to kill 2 random creatures. This damaged Golem is saving me a little bit from that eventuality, but it still could be quite good for him. Northstar Cleric in this game is just acting as a 1/3. I haven't actually gotten its ability yet, but I'm okay with that. Sometimes a 1/3 is all you need. It's actually sad that the Golem spawned over here, because that means that this guy's in the middle. So my opponent will kill everything with Explosive Shot. I really wanted this to be in the middle. Such, however, is not to be. Alright, that is a pretty good card. It actually holds up really well, even with help from the Raid Leader. So if I heal this, it will actually survive a hit. Ah, wait a minute, I can actually just use these guys. Raid Leader does not help. I could draw a card and play Raid Leader, but that seems awfully weird. Then I'll be... Well, no. If I play Raid Leader and heal this and draw a card, what's going to happen is I can run these guys into this engine, and then I have a 2/2 and a 2/4, so Multi-Shot does not quite screw me. Explosive Shot does. What I could do is I could just play a 7/7. This seems fine. Let's just play a 7/7. We're going to run our guys in, do a little bit of damage, pass the turn. So yeah, 7/7 is pretty good. My opponent can use Deadly Shot to take a 50-50 chance at killing it, but that is going to be most of his turn, and he could also whiff. And then I still have more stuff behind it, so I'm fine, I think. Even if he does kill this, I can then heal next turn and draw a card. Still haven't used the healing, but I think I've had, you know, good plays that needed to be made. Alright, my opponent's going to draw some cards this turn, it looks like. Direwolf Alpha. Alright, let's see if he has another Dinker Nugget beast like that Wind Fury Hawk. He's got the Timberwolf. Alright, fair enough. This Timberwolf got placed incorrectly. It should have really gone on the other side of this wolf. My opponent will regret that, I think. Alright, so we need to do some cleanup duty here. That Buzzard has got to go. So yeah, we're just going to heal first, I think. Oh, I don't want to... Yeah, let's get a card. It does stop me from playing one of my 5-drops, but we need to start getting some cards. Oh, and that was a really good one! Okay, so we're going to do it like this. We're going to, first of all, kill this improperly placed wolf so that my future creatures take less damage. Then we're going to play this guy. And we're going to kill the wolf so that, again, I take less damage. And we're going to kill the buzzard. Well, do I care about my opponent drawing cards? Is that enough to lose 7 damage? Let me think about this. Yeah, we're going to take this off. It could get buffed and kill my Northstrike Cleric, all kinds of bad stuff. Alright, so anyway, this is fine. We're actually safe against pretty much all forms of removal. Multi-shot has a 1 in 3 chance of killing 2 creatures, but it still leaves a 7/5. Knife Juggler is extremely unthreatening at this juncture. Oh man, I'm so glad I chose to heal Hunter's Mark. He's going to need something else. Explosive Shot, maybe? No, he does not have it. So he's actually... Oh my god, he got the 1 in 4 odds. That is a load of baloney dongs. Alright, well, luckily... I can play the Raid Leader here, although I may want to play the Dark Iron Dwarf. I can play them both. Alright, we're going to play the Raid Leader. But no, if I want to heal and draw a card, I have to play Dark Iron Dwarf, because that uses up more of my mana. Although the Raid Leader would let both of my creatures trade for his stuff. Am I ready to give up the Northstrike Cleric? Yes, because I'm healing it, it will actually live. Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to heal up and draw a card. I should have done that first. Oops. Then we're going to do this, and that, and this. So the reason I want to play this guy is that if there's an explosive trap, I want him to survive. The mana from the Pine-Sized Summoner could be relevant, but I wanted to keep this around. Plus, if I played this and he had an explosive shot, everything would die. Sea Giant. Alright, well that's actually okay for 2 reasons. Number 1, I have a taunt. Number 2, I can copy that bad boy. And will do so with fervor. Wait. Always draw cards first, kids. Always draw cards first. Mind Vision, that could be good. That's technically drawing a card, so I will do it first. We get... Ysera! Holy donkey dongles! That is a card. We're not going to bother with that. So basically, he can kill my Northstrike Cleric with that giant. I am A-okay with that. Hopefully we're not going to need Ysera. Hopefully this will get to hit. So it'll be, let's assume the, Fen Creeper. Boo! Boo! Fen Creeper. Honest to God. Who plays that card? Only losers play that card. Can I win this game? Let's just do a quick checkity-check. I could play Dark Iron Dwarf, buff this up to, 5. I could then attack the Fen Creeper, use Holy Smite. What have I got here? 9, 11, 13 damage, not quite. Alright, what we're going to do here is... Do I want to play Ysera? That's just really rubbing it in. You know what? No, I don't, because what I really do... Well, yeah, if I play Ysera, I have no mana left over. I really would like to kill this giant, so let's just go ahead and hold the fort on Ysera here. We're going to use the giant of our own to kill that Fen Creeper, use the Berserker to kill that thing. We're going to attack for 2. Now let's play our own Fen Creeper here. This seems okay. If my opponent plays a Mind Control tech, then so frickin' be it. But we should be in pretty decent shape to win this game. Alright, well, sorry folks, my thing died out for a second there. My opponent decided to drop the Y-Bomb, Ysera, and it doesn't matter because we're going to remember to look for the win this time and just win the game. Harb the Hunter goes down. Alright. Whew, we're up to 5 wins, which is nice. I would like to get 2 more to keep the streak going. Actually, you know what? I will settle for 1 more win here, because that will keep the streak going of not getting below 6, with now to be 11 runs as Priest. That would be nice. If I lose here, I'm going to have the slightly less impressive sounding I've never gone below 5 wins with Priest, which isn't quite as good. Up against Corsair the Mage. That seems like more of a warrior or perhaps a rogue name. Okay, well, here's the interesting thing. So, we've had this in our hand before early on, and it's like, quote-unquote, the wrong shadow word, but then it ended up being useful. But I'm still going to mulligan it, because really, in principle, it shouldn't actually be that useful. The other stuff is totally fine here. We can play this, and then depending on the situation, either coin out on turn 3 the Stormwind Knight, if I need something weak to kill, or coin out the Dark Iron Dwarf if I need to trade this guy up into something better. Alright, my opponent does not have a Mana Worm. Oh my god, I have a Northstrike Cleric. This is the second time the Northstrike Cleric chose to show up right as we were starting the game. That is great. I'm happy now that I mulliganed Shadow Word Death. If I hadn't mulliganed it, this wouldn't have made it. My opponent is wisely attacking me with the hero ability. Note that generally you want to use your hero ability to attack your opponent's creatures. However, here, when This is a creature that draws cards off of being healed. My opponent sagely remembered that she's up against a priest and elected not to give me the opportunity to get a card for free. Right, the Raging Worgen is really not a concern here. I could use a coin to get Dark Iron Dwarf into play, but it's not even worth it, really. Let's just go ahead and use the Raid Leader. It seems totally fine. We're going to do this, that, and pass the turn. So we're actually kind of safe. We're safe against Blizzard, because this has 3 health. And it's a while before Flame Strike. Looks like Frostbolt is coming in. Fair enough. Now my opponent's going to target my creature, because she can try to work it down. And it's a smart move to do that, because while I could then play a 4-drop, you know, if I heal this, I'm not getting to play a 4-drop. So as you can see, I have all these 4-drops, and I can't do anything with them if I were to heal my guy. So I'm going to let this Raid Leader die in exchange for getting a better creature onto the board. I could coin Mind Vision to get 2 1/1s. The issue there is that mages have so many different ways of killing them, like Cone of Cold and Blizzard and stuff she'd want to play anyway. So I'm not going to go crazy getting these 1/1s. Let's just go ahead and play it simple here. Alright, my opponent had pretty much the ideal turn. She got to play a good creature and finish my guy off. That is sad. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to... Well, hang on. Always draw cards first. Let's Mind Vision first. See what we got. Mages have a lot of good spells. So there's a good chance of getting something really good here. We get... Flame Strike! Well, I mean, I knew she had it anyway, so it's not like that's a surprise, but that is funny to see. So we're going to do this, and the disadvantage of this play is, of course, the fact that I now have 2 creatures that are below 5. It is absolutely mandatory that next turn I heal one of them, probably her. Oh, Blizzard! Fuck everything. So this sucks a lot because now I can't actually heal these guys above Flame Strike. Well, here's the good news. Frostwolf Warlord is a 6/6 for 5 mana, and I might think, well, Boris, why not play the Boulder Fist Ogre? It's a 6/7, but the problem is these are about to die to Flame Strike, so I'm going to play this. Actually, wait. Always draw cards first, kids. Always draw cards first. I get a 1/1 that's going to die to Flame Strike. That's okay. Let's hope I get something actually other than Flame Strike. Faceless Manipulator. Good to know. So we're going to play him. Oh my gosh! That actually was an unintentional pro play, because by playing Mind Vision, getting a 1/1, I made my Frostwolf Warlord bigger. So now my opponent's in a heap of trouble, because look at this. She plays Flame Strike. That's her entire turn. Whole turn right there. And then this guy lives. I could play Boulder Fist Ogre, but what we're actually going to do is play this, because this puts him above another Flame Strike. So look at this. My opponent's in serious trouble here. The only way she could really come back in this game is if she played Fireball and Polymorph, or like 2 Fireballs or something to kill both my guys. If she does not do that very specific thing, it's very, very difficult for her to catch up. Frostbolt is a bit of a desperation move. It's just freezing this guy. It's not actually solving the problem. Ahaha! I see what you did there, sir. I see what you have done there. Holy Smite, why is this always just ever so slightly inadequate? What we're going to do is a bit of an interesting move. I'm going to actually play Faceless Manipulator, copy this guy. So I'm basically spending 5 mana to kill this creature, and I couldn't win there. 6 plus 4 is only 10. Then we're going to coin out Dark Iron Dwarf, make this guy super big. My opponent demonstrated last turn that she did not have any Fireballs or Polymorphs, so I'm pretty comfortable putting this on, and I want to threaten lethal damage here. So yeah, I'm in really good shape. Even if my opponent does kill my stuff, I've still got the Boulder Fist Ogre dropping down behind. That's probably not the well-played of I'm about to win. So yeah, we beat a mage, one of the ever-popular, ever-strong mages. I have to give Chance a little bit of credit there, because I did have a very, very good start. Northstrike Cleric, Frostwolf Grunt, Raid Leader. I had on my curve there. So that was good. But hey, we made it to 6 wins. The streak stays alive. For 11 arenas in a row, we have not gone below 6 wins with Priest, and in this one, I believe we threw away a game, which was a bit sad. But hopefully make it to 7 wins. That would be nice. Yesterday, I had a lot of subscribers. I seem to have a guardian angel who solicits for me on comments on Northern Lions videos, which I appreciate tremendously, whoever is doing that. I promise it is not me. But it was funny because I was like, oh, right, this is so awesome. I have so many people watching videos, and then I immediately facepalmed because I realized the video that I had posted was of one of me doing terrible. So all these people came to my channel and saw me sucking. It was really heartbreaking. So I'm happy that I got a chance to at least partially redeem myself here with a decent arena run up against a rogue, which is both good and bad. So it's good because I get to heal against the rogue's hero ability, and I do heal faster than she deals damage. So that's good. I think priests in general hold up nicely against rogues. The bad news, however, is that if you see someone playing as a rogue, there's a good chance they really know what they're doing, because this is a very unpopular class right now. God, you know, I feel like I get coins more often than is expected for the average. I guess in my last run, last game, it was actually kind of handy getting me that, well, did it actually give me, yeah, give me like a Dark Iron Dwarf or something, but I'd rather have like a Backstab or like Fan of Knives or one of those awesome rogue spells. So I would say that was a bit sad. The good news is I've got Shadow Word Pain for my opponent's early drops, and if my opponent doesn't play anything, then we'll just be pretty happy to drop a Frostwolf Grunt. Bit awkward here, nothing to do here, and I was really hoping to get a card I could actually play. I don't know, is it correct to Mind Vision when you know your opponent has the coin? I think so. I think it's still worth it, because you're more likely than not to get something good, and you're wasting your mana potential there if you're not doing it. So my opponent was second and didn't coin anything out. That's good, so no Defiance Ringleaders in her hand. I don't have anything to do. I've got all my Shadow... This is actually all of my Shadow Words, every single one. So I would say I've actually got a very bad start here. Shadow Word Death is super unlikely against a rogue to be useful early, so these are dead cards for most of the game. And Shadow Word Pain can kill one thing, maybe, and then I've got nothing to do. So I really hope I get some cards here and top deck my way out of this. Alright, she's going to use the coin right here. Hopefully it's something that is Shadow Wordable. Demolisher, that is eminently Shadow Wordable. We will definitely take that out. Oh, thank goodness. So Violet Teacher, tempting, but I don't want the Demolisher to kill my Frostwolf Grunt. Even if the Demolisher whiffs and let's say hits me, he can still run into the Frostwolf Grunt and my opponent can dagger it finished off. Since I have a slow start here, I think it's really important for me to preserve my creatures to the best of my ability. Clearly my opponent does not have Backstab, or else she would have used it. So she seems not to have the right removal for this, therefore I'm being a bit stingy. Okay, well, she can play another creature now, I suppose, but then I can play Violet Teacher, which is a pretty good drop, and then coin something out, hopefully in a future turn, get an extra 1/1 out of the deal. My ideal thing here would be if the opponent just daggers up, because I really don't have much in the way of removal anymore with these Shadow Word Deaths being kind of unhelpful at this time. Unless, of course, my opponent plays Magma Rager, but the odds of that are a little small. Well, this is actually not the worst thing that could have happened, because, yeah, it's great. I can trade, and actually I can do something even better now. I can use this OP coin and Holy Smite this thing, get some 1/1s. So, of course, my opponent could play Fan of Knives and draw a card and kill off all these 1/1s, but they were free. I got them for free. Like, I didn't spend anything to get them, and that would be her whole entire turn. So I don't really mind that as much, and we're actually starting to get some pretty good damage on here. Ah, my opponent's going to silence it. That's a bit of a desperation move, because one of these 1/1s can kill off the owl. This is why I don't really like the owl very much. The body is just so dinky. It's sad. Alright, my opponent's got an Eviscerate for my Frostwolf Grunt. Oh, that's so maddening. Eviscerate deals 4 damage, comboed out. But my opponent couldn't quite kill this because it was 5. Oh, man, I drew a really good card. Oh, yes. Well, let's go ahead and just play the Defender of Argus here. Use the 1/1 to kill off this owl. And we're going to go ahead and swing for a bunch of damage. Well, I am definitely top-taking my way out of this mess. My opponent seems not to quite have the right cards at any time. Even if she has Assassinate now, it doesn't do her much good. It just spends her whole turn to kill my Violet Teacher, who has already been silenced. And I still keep on swinging for 5, which is kind of a lot. Assassin's Blade, also not the greatest card here. I actually don't mind seeing that at all. She's taking damage every time she hits my creatures, and the Assassin's Blade versus the Violet Teacher is just awful. So I'm really happy that my opponent spent her whole turn doing that. And, you know, I was just thinking, man, wouldn't it be nice if I had top-decked a Temple Enforcer? And I did. So this must be extremely maddening for my opponent. Notice that I'm keeping the Defender of Argus in the middle. That's very important, because you want to play around Betrayal. Right now, my opponent can kill the Defender of Argus with Betrayal, but it is the only creature that she can kill with it. If, however, I'd put the Temple Enforcer in the middle, she could have actually killed the Violet Teacher and the Defender of Argus for 2 mana. So if there's only, like, 1 removal spell in the entire game that you play around, make sure... Actually, that's not true, because Betrayal is so rare. Maybe if there's only 1, you should, like, play around Flame Strike. But if there's one, like, extremely specific, class-specific removal spell that you play around, make it Betrayal, because that one is the biggest blowout if you play it wrong, and then your opponent has it. Wow, we made it to 7 wins. That is so great, because I did throw away one game, and then I lost like my second game in the arena, so it's really nice to be able to make it this far. We're going to go above 3,000 gold, which is kind of nifty. Well, we'll drop right back down after buying our next arena, but that's cool. I don't think I've ever been above 3,000 before. Again, most of that is not actually from being so awesome at the arena that I gain money from playing it, but from daily quests, and also from playing Constructed, now that I'm making a newbie-friendly series of Constructed gameplay videos. Infinite Mind, or Infinite Mind, as it's properly pronounced. I think I've played against this person before. I believe I have, and we're going to just keep this. Again, the Raid Leader, this is a card you have to be very careful of in your opening hand, because basically, if you just have him and nothing earlier, you don't really want to play it, but if you can play him on turn 3 and, like, you know, have immediate use out of it, then, you can keep it. Now, the risk I'm taking here is actually a pretty big one, which is that if I play Frostwolf Grunt on turn 2 and it lives, and I play him on turn 3, then, God damn it! Fiery War Axe. Do I play the Northshire Cleric just to bait out one of these Fiery War Axes? No, I think what we'll do is, let's take a little bit of a risk. Well, okay, what I was thinking is play Frostwolf Grunt, coin, Northshire Cleric, but what does that really accomplish? My opponent was Fiery War Axes, the Grunt. Northshire Cleric's on the board. I have 3 mana. What do I do? Play a Raid Leader? Whoop-de-doo. Ball Sacks. God damn it. Every warrior gets this against me. This card has got to get nerfed. It has got to be... It has got to be 3 mana, I think. Although I feel bad nerfing warriors, because I do think they sort of suck compared to some of the other classes still. What do I do? What do I do? Alright, we're going to do this. Suck everything. This could just go all the way wrong, but I feel like, again, my creatures aren't doing me any favors sitting in my hand, so if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. That's the thing about this War Axe. It's a win-win for you when you play it. Either your opponent plays creatures and they die, or your opponent doesn't play creatures and then he's not playing creatures, so that's bad. Well, this is actually terrible. The Raging Worgen was like the perfect card for my opponent to have here. I'm going to have to voluntarily... Yeah, I'm going to have to just do this. So I'm 2 for 1-ing myself voluntarily against that Raging Worgen. This is just going all the way awful. I don't see how I can come back from this. My opponent has 5 cards and the War Axe, and he's up to play, and he just played that goddamn thing. So this is just a stone cold disaster, folks. I think my only chance maybe is if I just like swing and ignore, and maybe then I can like buff it with Dark Iron Dwarf. I guess my opponent could Fiery War Axe, get it down to 2. This guy will then finish it off. Ah, man, this is just terrible. Inner Rage. Okay, sure, fine. Oh, he's gonna preserve the War Axe. I see. God, this game... I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna say another bad word. This game is retarded. And it's all because of the Fiery War Axe! I would have been totally fine if not for that. Well, let's go ahead and, wait. Well, I wish I could play this and the Holy Smite. Tragically, I really can't afford to get hit for 7 damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Dark Iron Dwarf, buff this creature, then we're going to Holy Smite to finish it off, and let it just die against the Ventricle Mercenary. And then I'm going to play the Boulder Fist Ogre and let it die against the Ventricle Mercenary. I mean, I really don't even know why I'm playing this game at this point. The odds of me winning are infinitesimal. The good news is my opponent can't play more creatures. Oh, he's going for the kill! Wow, that's interesting. I guess he has another weapon behind this. Interesting, he does not. Oh my gosh, my opponent might have given me an opening here. This is a very, very tiny opening. But he gave me a small opening because he's now got like another turn where he can't play creatures. He could have, of course, traded with my Ogre, but this thing should be dead. Like, he could have killed this last turn and now be killing the Ogre. Instead, he's killing the Ogre, and I've got a 4-4. So my opponent let me keep a 4-4 around for no reason. Oh, no! He is going for balls to the walls glory right here. Well, I guess I have to start healing myself, so that's something I need to do, because my opponent's being a crazy man. Do I actually let him hit me again? And just go for the race? What have I got here? 10 damage down to 16, down to 14. He heals back up to 16. I got, yeah, I'm going to go for the race. I think it's my only chance of winning this game. I am not going to trade. Forget trading. My opponent's hitting me down to 8. I don't really think it's that easy for him now to deal 8 damage worth of burn. Now he trades. So I raced my opponent down. We're about equal health here. He's going to play a creature. He's gonna give it... Well, I have to give that a well played. We have the exact same creatures, and he's gonna kill off my guy. Ah, that sucks a lot. That Dark Iron Dwarf is so good. No! It's not buffed enough! Oh, fuck. This is bad. Well, we're kind of back to like an even game. I see Raid Leader does not help, so we're gonna do this. We're going to... I could play this and kind of run it under the Dark Iron bus. Healing this is kind of pointless. Let's do this, and you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. Gonna play Pine-Sized Summoner. So basically, my opponent could of course kill this. That's totally fine. But then he's not hitting me. We got 5 cards plus a Dark Iron Dwarf versus 2 cards plus that thing. Alright, the Mad Bomber whiffed. He was really hoping it would either hit the Storm and Night or hit the Pine-Sized twice. I would say that because my opponent chose to race with that Ventricle Mercenary, he gave me a chance to win. It's a small chance, teensy-weensy, but it's not impossible for me to win now, which is kind of nifty. Alright, what has he got? He's got lots of chumpy cards all of a sudden. Mad Bomber. Oh man, he's got 2 Dark Iron Dwarves, and it's still not enough to... God darn it, Shadow Word Death. It's really failing me here. Execute, okay. Well, my opponent's definitely ahead. He's got big creatures, and I don't. Can I get something good? I can't. Shadow Word Death is useless. Ball sacks. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to have to play the Raid Leader and take care of the biggest threat that he has. Going to play South Sea Captain, which doesn't really hold up against the Dark Iron Dwarf. Oh, it does. Well, it doesn't, because the Mad Bomber can kill that. Yeah. So we're going to do this. We're going to hold on to this useless Shadow Word Death, but I mean, it's not over. I'm still top decking. I still have, like, Temple Enforcers in here, and maybe other stuff that I can't think of. Oh, no! That's not good. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, man. My opponent could 12, 15. He could get me down to 1 health. He, however, is choosing instead to kill off my creatures and just attack with that guy, hedging his bets a bit. Fair enough. Well, I do get to use Shadow Word Death. It might be too little too late. Play a Harvest Golem, pass a turn. The issue is that I couldn't take care of this thing, so all my opponent's creatures charge, so it's like horribly likely that he'll get to charge in and win. Oh, man. I had the wrong Shadow Word. If I had a Shadow Word Pain, I could have stopped all this. Well, my opponent doesn't win immediately on the spot, but it's getting pretty close. I basically need to get removal for this thing, and I need to kill the Dark Iron Dwarf. And, of course, heal myself. What do we got? Fen Creeper is not quite going to do it for me, unfortunately. I mean... when everything your opponent draws comes in with charge, it is grossly likely that he'll be able to kill this Fen Creeper off. He might have drawn some kind of wacky warrior tech card. It looks like, no, it's something actually playable. Blade Master, yeah, it's pretty good. He's gonna run in. Oh, he's gonna give up the Imp Master as well. Actually gonna hit my Golem. Interesting choice. Well, it's a top deck war that my opponent has a big lead in, but it's not impossible for me to win. This is a good start. So he could win at any time. All he needs to do is top deck a creature that has 4 or more power, and he will win. If he has some dumb card like Whirlwind, because Warriors do have a lot of dumb cards, it's close. Oh man, he gets me down to 1 health. Well, I need to draw an answer, and that'll do it. Okay, so I mean, technically I'm still in this. What we can do is heal myself. I can, let's see, Shadow Word Pain will kill either one of these, so I want to hit the one that will deal less damage to my Temple Enforcer. We'll kill that guy. My opponent needs a way to deal 2 damage, so like a 3rd goddamn Dark Iron Dwarf would win him the game here, or Mortal Strike, lots of stuff. He's armoring up. He's got a lot of health built up. It's 26, actually. And what does he got? He does not have it! Oh my god, he doesn't have it! Alright, we're going to heal it, because it's important to heal myself every turn now. And let's see, what's the risk of this imp? That's what I want to know. How could he buff it or do something? Like, could he play Dark Iron Dwarf, swing for 3, have a cleave, maybe? Yeah, we'll kill it. We'll kill it. I'm healing myself every turn now. Mortal Strike will kill me. This is the last turn, however, that a Mortal Strike top decked will kill me. Let's see if he drew it. Core Chrono. Ah, okay. So, actually, that just levels it up. Because I now just have a... Well, no, it doesn't level it up. I'm sorry, because his guy did die. But anyway, I'm up to 6 health, so now a Mortal Strike will no longer kill me, nor will an Argent Commander. Ah, I really wish I had some more taunt. Let's see, I've used my Defender, my Fen Creeper, my Frostwolf Grunt. I don't think I have any taunt left. Damn it. This is getting ugly. Rifleman. This is a very smart move by my opponent, actually, because I have ugly choices here. Either I heal this and kill it, but then I'm left at 6 health, so I'm not gaining up health, or I heal myself and they have to die. Let's Mind Vision. Let's see what this is, just so I know. I think the information is important here. Cruel Taskmaster. Interesting. Well, it doesn't actually help me, unfortunately, but it does tell me that I don't want to leave this thing on the ground. So we're going to do this. Heal up myself, because I want to keep building up life. And do I play the Cruel Taskmaster? Well, if he top decks a Cleave, both of these guys will die. I think trying to race is not as important as maybe he'll play like a creature with 1 toughness and I'll be able to kill it off. He knows I have it, but I mean, still, he won't be able to. Oh no! That is so fucking perfect. It hurts. Oh, now he can play Cruel Taskmaster on this. Man, this Arathi Weaponsmith just top decked his way into victory. Alright, well, we have to make the only play we can make. We're going to play the Acolyte of Pain, Cruel Taskmaster, use it to draw a card. It will die to this weapon rather tragically. Let's think. 3, 5, Cruel Taskmaster, 6, 7. Even if I heal myself and go up to 10, it can still deal 5, 7, so he would then need 3 more damage to kill me. Or I can play the Violet Teacher, then he only needs 1 more damage to kill me. Remember, if he doesn't have the win, he's going to be able to hit my Acolyte, and then he's going to kill this guy. I think it's important to do this. So he gets to deal 5, 7 damage to me. If he has an extra point of damage, he wins. If he has any kind of charging creature, he wins. But I felt like the difference between 2 health there wasn't as significant as putting this body onto the board. Well, does he have the win? He needs 1 point of damage to come from somewhere, in addition to the Cruel Taskmaster that he's already holding. Oh my god, he missed a chance to win! He missed a chance to win. He could have killed me right now. Cruel Taskmaster on this is 5 damage, Axe is 7, this is 8. He could have won right here. And Shadow Word Death, that's the wrong one. Well, anyway, my opponent's still in pretty good shape because I'm very, very slow at killing off his stuff. But he could have won the game. Okay, what do I facelessly manipulate? I think it has to be the Violet Teacher. As unimpressive as it is, it's the best thing I've got. So obviously we have to heal ourselves here. We have to kill off the Weaponsmith, leaving my Violet Teacher to die, which is fine. My opponent needs an extra source of 4 damage, so another Core Chronolite would win the game for him right here. So would a Mortal Strike. He does not have it. Shadow Word Death. Oh, if this were Shadow Word Pain, that would be so good. Alas, it isn't. Boy. It's going to deal the damage. Man, this Divine Shield is quite good. Shadow Madness is potentially very good. I think this is the play that I have to make. I have to Shadow Madness this. Oh, that's right, get a 1-1. I have to then pop the Divine Shield like that, and then kill this thing. I'm going to heal my Violet Teacher, and the reason for that is, at the moment, Core Chronolite does not kill me, nor does Mortal Strike, because he's at 16 health. However, Cleave would kill both these things off, so I'm going to play around that. Does he actually have a way to kill me? What the hell does he have? Oh my god, Arcanite Reaper! Jesus! Well, it was okay, because I could have lived this turn, but he would have killed me next turn. I have no more taunt. Well, that was a well-played game. My opponent missed a chance to win, but it didn't cost him. And considering how terrible that beginning was, I feel like I put up a pretty good fight. Turn 2, Fiery War Axe claims another priestly victim. Well, we'll take our 7 wins, and we'll like it. Maybe I could have gotten up higher if I had won against that Warlock earlier. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do please like and or subscribe. And if you just can't get enough of Papa Boris's, let us commence Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour. So first of all, I seem to get a lot of dust at 7 wins. Alright, we make a 10 gold profit, 160 gold, that's fine. You know, I notice at 7 wins it's very tightly clustered. I've never gotten less than 150 or more than 200, so you can't expect too many great things there. Let's see what's in our pack. I have opened enough packs at this point from playing Arena that all I really care about are epics and legendaries. Even rares don't matter. I have a decent suspicion those are all duplicates. Oh, no, I got a new rare and a lava burst. I guess I didn't have any others. Or I only had the one other one. Let's take a look. Ah, I have 2 golden ones. That's right. If I get another regular one, I'll disenchant these. The dust is much more valuable to me now that I've started playing constructed than like the shiny cards. And let's take a sneak peek at our next arena. I do again post all of my arenas, so the next video you'll see will be playing with one of these classes, motherfucking warrior, hunter, or paladin. I think actually it's been a while since I've done paladin. I'll want to do that if I remember correctly. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do please like and/or subscribe, and I shall see you again soon. Till then.